There's a website I wanted to add in. There you go. So I'm just gonna put it. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I know you didn't have to, and I appreciate you. I wrote down what I'm going to say in the description to avoid sounding crazy. You can read along with me if you like. The majority of black communities in America already know that HIV AIDS count is high, whereas only making up about 10% of the population, but accounting for over 40% of AIDS, HIV AIDS cases. Another phenomenon is that blacks also make up about 90% of inmates housed in jails. Now, I know this statement most people might not really agree with, but hear me out. It's just my perspective. One could conclude that based on those facts alone, that blacks, for the most part, are prone to risky sex and violence or poor decision making skills, which makes it hard to have a serious talk about extremely important topics. I think in one of my videos, I told y'all that I drink buttermilk. I don't know if you can see that. But this is the store brand. You can see buttermilk right there. If people fast, I don't know, most people do a spiritual fast. I'm sorry, y'all. It is a acquired taste, but I just wanted y'all to know that I drink buttermilk. I know most people get like yucky, and I drink a lot of. I mean, I eat a lot of greens. I get psyched out with greens. Anything green, I eat it. Have to excuse me. A lot of people don't believe it. You know, salads. I'm in love with them. Um, One other thing is that some people back in the days, this is Paul Mason. That brand, that's your cough syrup. I'm not advocating for that. Sometimes I put it in there with my coffee. It's good for some people like the natural route. That's better than cough syrup for me. I'm not advocating for any of that. You know, you have to do what your physician tells you if you're up under special care. If you need me to research anything on that from what I could tell you, I'm more than happy to do so. Leave me a comment in the description bar, and I'll be more than happy to research from what other elements you have to what my research says that you can do. So I know this is a very serious topic, and it is hard for me to actually um, do this. Excuse me. Okay, so ahead it says America's HIV epidemic analysis dashboard. I just kind of create the first HIV case in America was back in 1981, a year before I was born. And when I was growing up, a little girl in the city, people were dying of groves, and they made that this out to be people who were doing things that was against God's will. I always felt as if that was a lie because we serve a God of a second chance, and so it never fit into what my spirit told me that God, the God that we serve. And I understand some people don't feel it for religion, especially considering how a lot of pastors behave. And I get emotional with this topic because I've been around a lot of people that have passed. Excuse me. For the most part, the numbers sound made up. But the myth is that believing the racial history and struggles of the black people in America means that government has somehow created a scare tactic that erroneously concluding that the facts hold no ground. Furthermore, if that was the case, then the smart recourse is to stop having sex until you know your status to protect your community. Sex work, human trafficking, the rapper culture, professional athletes, the celebrities' influence on violence and risky sex are more of a problem than the government facts. Holly Evilwood glamorizes violence and risky sex. However, celebrities with HIV/AIDS is different than the common man with HIV/AIDS for various reasons. When I was growing up, men inferred women. It was like a blanket term. So I know some people are really big on pronouns, but I'm not. Um, excuse me. To fault the government takes the pressure off of self and then places the responsibility on the system. With that rationality, one cannot beat HIV/AIDS epidemic in the US for our black communities. I left the URLs for this, but I noticed now you can't see it with all the um advertising titles. Stop having sex to turn around the AIDS HIV epidemic for the black US people. If the statement stop having sex is impossible for you, then please talk to someone about that. Sex is not a requirement to stay alive. People only need food, water, and shelter to survive our basic physiological needs. Any other expression on this topic is gaslighting, grooming, and creating a low vibrational frequencies. Please believe me. The get rich quick mentality and the party to your drop syndrome have run their course. Fantasizing about the easy way out is only a recipe for huge problems down the road. To value education over money and materialistic possessions is a resource that no one can take away from that person. And so I just want to say that I know some people really don't believe in the scriptures because for the most part it has definitely held a lot of people in poverty and just the worst scenarios that you can imagine. Excuse me. But I just want to say, beloved, I pray that in every way you may succeed and prosper and be in good health physically, just as I know your soul prospers spiritually. That's 3rd John 2nd, and that's the amplified version. Now, the takeaway is to be careful when people can't control themselves. If you find yourself in the company of someone who just can't control themselves, or they just want you to feel like, hey, forget education, we can't do that, that's not for us, it's not going to get us a job anyway. What you need to do is just sit there, lay on your back, and just get paid that way. You need to run for that person. Not only that, if you're a female, I've actually found this. I know I'm not supposed to show this on the live, so hopefully I don't get flagged. So I'm just gonna put it across my shoulder, cause with my dad, he passed, but it was like a brother love that you did, and it went like that. I have a lot of pictures of him doing that, so I'm just gonna put this like this. This is a small one for small hands, but we just as you if you're a woman, you need to be careful about men or women who just have an idea of what you need to do. Okay, this is a small one for small hands, and like I said, hopefully they don't flag me for that, because I know y'all saw me with that black one, and I know it looks like I'm just going berserk with those, but there's big ones that you know people need to get a hold of, that I don't, you know, whatever. But basically, um, again, I thank you so much for listening to my serious episode. If you need me to research or investigate a topic, please leave me a comment. I left my sources in the description for this if you like to read it. Remember, decrease crime and education is for everyone. Please stay blessed, and remember, if you haven't heard it, I love you. Until next time. And before I go, I came across this right here, and I left this link. It's the very last one in the description. And I guess, like, for example, let's say we put in 90210, because I'm just like putting in a whatever. We can find like places that do testing for HIV. They actually, I saw where you can do it from home. And I know most people are not really feeling that. They want the blood test type. But I think any kind of test is better than no kind of test. And before I go, I would love to do like some for lack of better words, ghetto interviews with people for YouTube, because YouTube is different from regular TV because we know that's like um for the rich folks, because you can pay someone to promote your brand that is not for everybody, but you can pay these networks to, from what I hear, like 20 grand. You can pay any network to pretty much, and I'm just, this is just hearsay. I'm not saying that this is for certain, but 20 grand, you can pay any network to pretty much make you look like a prima donna when you're just promoting risky sex, violence, and stuff that America country don't need. People don't know that America is based on Christian values. It's based Christian values are values that you can live tolerably with, versus developing countries like the Middle East, China, and so on and so forth. You can't live there because they don't have Christian values. Meaning, come as you are, we're going to give you a second chance, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. And it does sound crazy considering that that's not the consensus of everybody in the world. But that's what it is. So anyway, I'm sorry, I'm out of here. Till next time, family, stay blessed.